break. How beneficial has it been for you?
Yeah, I think always good to go into it on the back of a win, or two wins, and obviously after the transfer deadline closed, it was good to just have a bit of time really to reflect on that, and a bit of a break for a few of the lads. Others obviously have been in more, particularly the injured players. But yeah, I feel we've used it to our benefit. We've got Kiefer back in today. Obviously Dom back with us is not quite back yet from his international trip, but hopefully we'll welcome him into the fold tomorrow. So it'll be good to get everybody together.
Before we come on to the players, you touched on it there, the win before the break, Preston before that as well.
Yeah.
You're now 3 unbeaten, and it's kind of got that monkey off the back nice and early, isn't it, in terms of a win?
Yeah, I think it was like the Millwall performance. I said to the lads today, it was a gritty performance from us, and what we've been renowned for. We played some good football, but there was a grit and determination about us, and it's getting the understanding from the group. That's what we're all about. It's about making sure we're ready for whatever's thrown at us in the game. We respond to different challenges through the games, and I felt we did that terrifically well in a really difficult place to go. Millwall, I know they'd lost the first home game, but traditionally that's a hard place to go to, and we stood up to it really well. And that's the big moments went our way. Kiefer, brave, your great cross from Max's goal. And let's not underestimate Jimmy's quality pass for Lewis's finish. But equally, the response to the setback of losing Danny with Arthur coming on and making an absolute top class save.
Well, just on Danny, as you raised there with the injury situation, him and Andy Cannon probably further back, but how are the other lads, Ollie Rathbone, Windass?
Yeah, obviously, Ollie Rathbone's on the grass running, which is great to see. Everybody knows what we think of Ollie. He was a key signing for us last year, and when he got injured in Australia, it was obviously a blow, but it's good to see him back out there the last couple of days, and he's a fit lad. So hopefully they can knock a few days off the predicted time. He's going to be out and get him back. Josh has joined in bits of training this week, as has Nathan Broadhead, which is good. So that's been good. George Thomason, who our supporters haven't seen at all yet, a very unfortunate bit of a kind of innocuous injury. But he's a good player, George, and it's been great to see him back out with the boys this week.
Post Millwall, you brought in 3 more players to finish off your transfer business. How pleased were you with those 3 at the end of the window? Yeah,
really pleased. Obviously Ben's a player we've been looking at for a while, and negotiations can sometimes take longer than everybody wants, but it was great to bring Ben here. He's a high calibre player, great lad, fresh challenge for him coming up here. And Dom, got a lot of experience at championship level, versatile player, and really pleased to have his character in the building. And obviously he's a player we looked at earlier in the window. It wasn't until the window was closing we felt we could bring him here, and obviously we haven't seen him on the training pitch yet, but he's had 2 great games for his country and a great draw against Egypt. I watched all his clips in that game, and he did really well. So we'll assess him tomorrow and integrate him as quickly as we can.
There's a real quality and balance of your squad now after all the business you've done. How happy are you with where it is at the moment? Yeah,
I think the areas we wanted to fill, in general, we've done that. We're obviously, like anybody, get as many of those players available to give us some real options from the bench and obviously from game to game as well. And I think that's the key. Looking at the impact from the bench in every game this season. So we're pleased. We feel we've got to now really work with these players and get to know them as individuals as quick as we can. But already you can see over the last 10 days there's a good spirit forming amongst the lads, and there was always going to be that transition period where players were had one eye on a move away, and others were coming in, and I thought the group handled that well. but equally we needed to get to 7 o'clock on that Monday with the window closed and we knew where we were.
Just lastly from me, Phil, QPR up next. They had a bit of a tricky spell, obviously that hefty defeat at Coventry, but responded really well against Charlton, didn't they?
Yeah, I think they kind of changed the way they played, really. They went more direct against Charlton and a bit more pragmatic in their approach. And I think if you get beat 7, you're going to change something. And they made several changes to the personnel, but also in the terms of the way they played. And that's what football's about. It's finding a way, and they did against Charlton. And we look forward to welcome them here at the weekend.
Thanks for your time.
Another former Premier League club, but we're saying now about big sides coming here, or else going to them every single week, Phil.
Yeah, obviously QPR an established championship team, and every game's a test. I think there's different qualities in the QPR teams. What Millwall had, and we've got to look at all the individuals and the shape we expect them to play. But equally, as I always say, that make sure we concentrate on improving ourselves, because you come match day, the team you predict you could be coming against may change. And they may have a late injury somewhere, the dynamics of the team may change. So we've got to make sure that we concentrate on ourselves and be the best version of Wrexham we can in each and every game. And I do feel we're getting there. We've had when you look at kind of, as a new group, we've had a few jolts already in the Southampton one, I think being a particular one, and we took a bit of a time to kind of recover from that. But I do feel that the Preston second half really galvanised the supporters, and you could see the belief growing in the group, and we took that into the game at Millwall.
Do you feel now you've got a really nice blend of young players in their early 20s maybe, and you've got Ashley, like, who's come through the ranks here, but then you've also got experience like Connor Cody, we've just interviewed. Across the board you've got everything you can require in the age groups. Yeah, that's key. I think we've tried to strike the balance right between the positions on the pitch, having competition at the different age groups, and like you say, we've got some good young centre backs, Brunty, Maxi, and obviously Callum, and then we've got Scary and Connor, and obviously Dom as well. Obviously young Aaron James. So we've got a nice mixture there. We've tried to do that to get the balance right in the dressing room, and it's a long process, as everybody knows. And a lot of work has gone behind the scenes, and credit everybody for that. But yeah, I'm pleased with the options we've got, and 4 games in, there's a lot to look forward to.
Phil, anything from you?
Hi Phil.
Hi Phil.
Just on the subject of international players, obviously you've got to feel away for the first time, sort of having a player not coming back till Friday, I suppose that's sort of a new one for you, is it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we had Kiefer back in the building today, and bonus for us that he didn't play on Tuesday. He played in the qualifier, and I thought he was great. I thought he was terrific in that game. And then Craig, changed the team round, to look at other players, which he obviously needs to do going forward. But that's a benefit for us, I feel, with Kiefer, because he comes back into the building really fresh and ready for the weekend. And obviously he is slightly different because he had he's a long way away in terms of geographically, and he'll have a rest today when he gets back in, and we'll see him tomorrow.
Yeah, and with someone like Libby as well, who's later in the season probably going to go around the world, is that something you're going to have to manage with players sort of as the season develops a little bit?
Yeah, I think so, but we're aware of that, and the higher up you go and the better quality players you get, inevitably there's going to be internationals in that mix. But I think it's also, in the international break, it's exciting for our supporters not to only support the Wales, but look at our other players who will be playing out elsewhere in the world. And certainly for us, watching Izza play for Burkina Faso, it was great. I think that's probably a first, Rich, of international. But yeah, so that's adds something to the international breaks for us.
Yeah, and just if I can ask you as well, it's sort of not Wrexham related, but there's reports today that the EFL are considering sort of expanding the playoffs in the Championship from 4 to 6 teams. I don't know whether you've seen that. and introducing like a National League style eliminator, which of course you'll be familiar with.
Yeah.
Like a round. Just what your thoughts would be on that, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, that's the first I've heard of it, so I'll have to have a think about that. If you ask me, like, off the top of my head, I'm happy with the format as it is.
Right, okay. Because obviously I know you'd like to see, when you were in the National League, you probably wanted more teams there, but you're quite happy with it.
I think, I suppose it's slightly different because Still would go up automatically, wouldn't they, in the Championship? I think the one, the element of the National League which is so tough is just that one automatic promotion spot.
Yeah, good stuff. Thanks, Phil.
Thank you.